Hi friends, this is Saran, and today I'm going to show you how to create a local repository for the CDH related packages. So this will be your first module in the CCA 131 exam. And first I'm going to in the install module, I'm going to provision a new server in the AWS, and then I'm going to create a local repository. So repository is nothing but downloading all the required installation packages in just one machine. And instead of downloading it from the internet, I'm going to dump all the contents in one server. And then I'm going to make use of this as a repository server so that whenever any installation packages are required, I can download it from a specific server. So that is the first module. And in the exam, it will be very rare to ask a question from this particular module because in the exam, you'll be already provided with a Cloudera cluster. But still, it is good to know. So I'm going to cover the first part in the first section, which is in the install section. Now, let me go on to EC2 Management Console in the AWS. And then I'm going to click on Launch Instance. And here I'm going to choose Red Hat 7, 64-bit operating system, Red Hat Linux 7.4. So I'm going to select this. And here we need some powerful server for the repository. So what I'm going to do is CPU, we need at least 4 CPUs with 16 gigs of RAM. So I'm going to make use of it. Um, yeah. So this m4.xlarge. So this is the one we need at the moment. M4.xlarge, which has around 4 virtual CPU and 16 gigs of RAM. And I'm going to choose it. So I'm going to click next, configure instance details. And at the moment, I just need only one for this particular module. So I'm going to choose the default one. The number of instance, only one server I need at the moment. So let it be one. And don't choose anything else. So I'm going to click on next, add storage. So storage space, we need at least 60 gigs of hard drive. So I'm going to choose 60. Encrypted, delete on termination, let it be as it is. So click on next, add tags. If you want, you can go ahead and add a key as a name, and this one is as a uh, repo server. And click on next, configure security group. So I'm going to create a new security group which defines what are all the ports that can be opened from this particular server. So I'm going to name it as Cloudera, and CDH cluster as a description. So SSH port number 22 that can be accessible from anywhere. And I'm going to add a rule. Let me add um, all TCP, and that can be accessible from anywhere. And then all ICMP, click on anywhere. So ICMP is basically required to ping the server um, to get the ping response, whether it is alive on the network or not. And at the moment, SSH, all TCP, all ICMP. This is all I need. So I'm going to click on review and launch. And then you can review with the settings and click on launch. And now you need to choose a key pair. So I'm going to create a new key pair. I'm going to name it as CDH cluster. I'm going to download it because this key pair is required to access the server. So download it, and you need to keep it careful because using this private key, we are going to access the server, and click on launch instance, and server provisioning will be happening in the background. You can click on this and see at the moment it's initializing, and later you can see public IP, all this. Mm, so it will take some time. Let me pause the recording when the server gets provisioned. All right, the server gets provisioned. If you see, you can see the public DNS, public IP, and all this. So right now, I'm going to copy this public DNS, and then I'm going to make use of putty, copy paste this, and probably you need to use this user ec2 hyphen user at the rate, and then you can give the complete host name. Either you can give this public host name, or you can give the IP address of your machine. Both are same. Okay, so ec2 user at the rate of this public IP, and then you need to give the authentication part. In the authentication part, you need to give the private key file which you have downloaded, and before that there is something called puttygen. When you install um, putty, there is something called puttygen that is going to help you in converting your PEM, PEM key into the private key. So this is called puttygen, and here you need to load your existing private key, and at the moment I'm going to choose this cdh cluster.pem file, open, and click OK for it, and there is something called save private key. So hit the save private key and hit yes, and then you can save it like cca um, ppk file, like that. So this ppk file is required to log into the cluster. So hit save, and that's it. So here you need to give the ppk file which we have created just now. So click on browse cca 131, and this cca ppk file which I've created just now. Double click on it, and everything good. So I'm going to save it as master repo, save, and then open. So a session will be opened like this. So now if you would like to become a root user, so you can type it like sudo su hyphen root, and now you are a root user and you have taken the server remote connection successfully. And now onwards you can go ahead and create your local repository. So at the moment we just saw the server provisioning in AWS and taking a remote connection of them. All right, so thank you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll be uploading the next part in the next video. Thank you.